Hello and welcome back to my office where all things are great and I can sit down and the sun's not in my eye. Wait a second. Stig, you didn't say hello. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Weekly Boom! My name is Stig's Egyptian cousin and let's go for a lap around the phone dog news. Does that make any sense? Our own Mr. Aaron Baker took the HTC One and put it against the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. By far, this is one of the most difficult dogfights that Aaron has done in his phone dog career.
Gosh, these dogfight battles get harder and harder as time goes on.
Both of these devices offer somewhat of the same specs. Obviously, the HTC One is a bit smaller than the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. The Galaxy Note 2 has a 5.5-inch display, while the HTC One has a 4.7-inch display. But in terms of specs, like the processor, both of them have quad-core CPUs, 2 GB of RAM, and a lot of great Android spanking goodness built inside of them. Even though both these devices offer some of the same features, there is a distinctive difference between both of these things. For one, the HTC One offers a more premium feel. They use more materials like glass, metal, and aluminum, that it gives you a more rich, a more premium, a more well-built device than the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. On the opposite end of that scale, the Note 2 uses more plastic than anything else, and it feels like a cheaper device. But with the Galaxy Note 2, you get more premium software add-ons like the S Pen. You can use S Pen and take notes on the notepad, you can take snapshots of the display, you can even draw on the photos and have a little bit more creativity with the Samsung Galaxy Note 2. And that's really where the HTC One lacks, is more of the value software add-ons that the Samsung Galaxy Note 2 has. All in all, both these devices are fantastic Android devices. The HTC One narrowly loses to the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, mostly of that giant display and the value add-on software like the S Pen. You really can't get away from the fact of taking notes on a display like that. And also, the battery life on the Galaxy Note 2 is far more superior than the HTC One. Aaron actually had a little bit more difficult time with the HTC One because the battery is, one, non-removable, and two, is a little bit more small than the Samsung Galaxy Note 2, and the Note 2 can really go for a day, even 2 days, without being recharged. And lastly, the biggest nail to the coffin on the HTC One is availability. You can get the Galaxy Note 2 on all major carriers, while the HTC One is only coming to AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. No Verizon availability has been announced yet. Our own Alex Wagner posted a story about Apple and their own Johnny Ive. You know Johnny Ive, the guy, you know, the bald guy, British accent? Yeah, that guy, right there. You should know him. He sort of starts all those videos with those really cool phrases like design, or, you know, something like that. Anyway, after the departure of Scott Forstall, he was basically the lead iOS guy, Johnny Ive took over the human interfaces for iOS, which is sort of a weird term for iOS software development, but it's like that over there. He actually said in a couple of interviews and a couple of meetings in Apple execs and all those people that he wants a more flat design to iOS. Flat and simple. He wants a more slicker, more really non-intrusive iOS than anything else. So a major overhaul of iOS is really out of the question. It's just not going to happen anytime soon. There's going to be a slight design change to iOS according to Johnny Ive. Maybe not in the certain future, we really don't know, but more of a simple look to iOS. Aaron is keeping up with this phone dogfights. I'm really hoping no phones were hurt in the production of those videos. But anyway, this time it's about the HTC One and the BlackBerry Z10. Really, two companies who are really struggling for market share, and two companies who are, these two devices are basically their flagship, their make it or break it devices. The Z10 offers a 4.2-inch HD display, while the HTC One offers a 4.7 full 1080p display. Both these devices are really good, and if you're already an existing BlackBerry user, maybe the Z10 will be the best choice for you because it has some great features like the BlackBerry Hub where you get all the messages, BBM, and email email, messaging all in one single hub, and there are a lot of features, and still it's probably a very good enterprise device to have. But if you're looking for more customization and more applications, then the HTC One is definitely one of the devices, because there's still Windows Phone 8 and there's also iOS in the same market. And last but not least, our own Alex Wagner took a report about LG and the smartwatch and the smart glass rumor that has been sort of sparking up the past couple days. Basically, you already know about the Google Glass, and you already know about the rumors that Samsung, Apple, and Google are working on some sort of watch attachment that will either connect to your iPad if you're an Apple user, or iPhone if you're an Apple user, or you're looking at Google with their tablets and their mobile devices. Korean Times say that you can actually add LG to that list because they are working on a smartwatch, and they're also working on a smart glass. So you already know about Google's Glass. This is going to be LG's full-on alternative to their Google Glass. In my opinion, and Alex's opinion, this is not really surprising just because we are seeing Google Glass coming out. It's going to be out as a consumer product before the year's end, and you're probably going to see a lot more alternatives coming in CES and maybe some other showcases before CES or right after in 2014. Well, thank you for joining me and my cousin Stig right over there for this episode of The Weekly Bone. My name is Stig's Egyptian cousin, and I will see you in the next video.